Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swamini Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanathyamirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo Sute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishapanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vachapatitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraga Paramaha Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the King of Knowledge, Raja Vidya. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna now in the third chapter teaching us that this karma, this action, it follows through a cycle, chakra. So if you don't follow this chakra, we are committing great sins. That's what we are studying. So that way, we need to understand the goal of our life. We are having many goals, like if we work, even in our job also, different goals and objectives we have to set also every year. What we are going to achieve that year, all such things, the goals, objectives, everything is there. So, what is our real goal? If you ask anyone, what is the goal, our goal, the goal of our life? In general, people will say different things. I want to become this, I want to become that, I want to achieve this, all such things. That's what they say. In general, if you ask each and everyone, what is your real goal? Without realizing that all these things are temporary goals. So, whatever goals we set, whatever goals we want to achieve in this material world, they are all temporary goals only. They have no permanent value for it. So in that case, what should be our real goal? The real goal is actually to lead a happy life all the time. We want to be happy. That's it. So that is the constitutional position of the soul, Atma, the soul. The Atma, what we want, each and everyone want, is to be happy. But because of ignorance, because of not understanding what is the true happiness, the real happiness, we are trying to find happiness with the material sense objects. We are the soul, we are Atma, we are spiritual, we are completely spiritual. Para Prakriti, Aprayam Itastvanyam Viddhime Prakriti Param. So we are a Para Prakriti. But the Para Prakriti, the superior Prakriti, is trying to, that is the soul, we are trying to find out happiness using the Apara Prakriti, inferior Prakriti. So what happiness we can get it with atoms, electrons, protons, all such things, different elements, what we see in the periodic table. So what happiness we are going to get it? So Krishna is very clearly teaching us in Bhagavad Gita that the happiness we are trying to get with the sense objects, when our senses are in contact with the sense objects, that is what is called our sense perception. So when we are receiving the signals, then our senses, each and every sense has got different kinds of receivers, basically receptors. So in our skin also, there are many different types of, like few different types of sense receptors are there. So to sense the pain, or to sense the heat, or to sense the touch. So there are different receptors are there. Or even to sense our position in the space, all such things, our sense of self in the space, all such things. There are what you call it as proprioception. Different senses are, different nerves are there, nerve endings are there, basically. That's what the receptors. Then we are receiving the signals. So like that, even for eating also. So when we eat food, we have taste buds in our tongue. So they have receptors basically. So different types of tastes. So sweet, bitter, sour, salty. There is another taste known as umami, all such things. So all these tastes, so these taste buds are, because they are known as chemoreceptors, basically, chemical receptors, chemoreceptors. So when we receive the information, then it sends the signals to the brain. So whatever form of sense, whatever we are receiving, signals, whatever form, like our ear, our hearing, it receives basically pressure waves. That's what mechanoreceptors. It receives pressure waves. So finally, they are all converted into electrical signals, and they are sent to the brain. So the signals are going to the brain, and then we are actually feeling that sensation of happiness or sweet. If we eat sweet, so feeling that all such things are happening. So they are all getting processed in the brain. It's not there in the food what we eat. It's not there in the music what we are hearing. All such things. It's all getting processed in the brain. So what does that mean? For someone who is not able to hear, then even if he hears a very nice music, we are not going to enjoy, because it's not going to the brain. So similarly, if a person is blind, so whatever we see, whether it's beautiful or whatever we like, forms, this, that, and all, it's not going to go to the brain. We cannot enjoy. So that way, we have to understand that all our senses are very limited only. First of all, you cannot see everything. You cannot hear everything. We can hear only if the sound is coming in the audible frequency. Otherwise, we cannot hear. We can see only if that light comes in the visible spectrum. That's a very small spectrum, visible spectrum in the electromagnetic radiation. It's a very small spectrum. So only within that spectrum only we can see that VIBGR, what we study, violet, indigo, all those things, blue, red, everything, VIBGR, yellow, orange, all such things. So this is our body. So our senses are working like this. And when I'm not getting into too much of science, but the reason why we are discussing that, because we need to understand that these sense perceptions, so we are trying to find some happiness with it. And that happiness comes only as long as we are in contact with that sense objects. For example, if a person likes a lot of sweet, only as long as you are able to put that sweet in our mouth, and then when the signal goes to our brain, so then you can enjoy that sweet. But that also, we have all other problems are there. We cannot keep on eating sweet just because of the 24/7, keep on eating sweet. That's it. We will die very soon. So like that, every sense has got its own limitations. So we need to understand carefully that finding out happiness with these sense objects is not going to make us happy at all. This is not real happiness. So now going back to our original question, what is the goal of life? If a person says that the goal of my life is to become a big, like a rich person, or I want this, or I want that, all such things. So why we want to do that? We want to acquire a lot of sense objects. That is the reason we want to become rich. We want to buy a lot of things and everything, because all are meant to get the sense objects what we need to enjoy. But what is happening at the end? When a person goes after all these sense objects, first of all, he will not find enough time to sleep, no time to be peaceful at all, and no time to eat healthy food, which is offered to Krishna's prasadam, and no time to take care of the health at all. So what is happening at the end? You will achieve everything, whatever materially speaking you want to get it, but your senses cannot even enjoy those sense objects at all. That's what will happen when we get obese, and our organs will not function very well, and all kinds of issues are there. We will get all kinds of health issues, problems, and all such things. So if we may have a lot of money, a lot of things to buy, but we cannot eat, we cannot do things. So that is the reality of our life. So that's why Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita that this is a miserable life in this world. This is a temporary life, miserable life, where we are always going through a lot of stress, a lot of worries, a lot of stress. That is a fact. Because when we forget Krishna, when we are not happy with what we have, yadharcha labha santushto, that's what Krishna is teaching us, that we should be happy with what we get, what we have. So when we are not at all happy with what we have, so we are always under constant worries, constant stress, and basically our body is actually getting damaged. So we are not able to use this life, use this body to achieve our real goal. So the real goal is we want to be happy. The Atma wants to be happy. But how we can be happy? We can be happy only when we are able to have peace of mind. Then only we can be happy. That's what Krishna is teaching very clearly. Ashantasya kuta sukham. When there is no peace of mind, where from happiness comes. So that way, we need to now inquire, we need to research about how to find that peace of mind. That's what is very important. It is not that we will become a billionaire, millionaire, this and that, very rich, and having properties here and there, and having some respect in the society, all such thing. They are all not going to bring peace of mind to our mind. They are not going to bring peace to our mind. The peace of mind comes only when we are yuktaha. Yuktaha means connected with Krishna. Then only we will get peace of mind. Then only we can be happy, not by any other means. So the goal of life is to be happy with Krishna. That's what is very important. If we are with Krishna, then we are going to be happy. If we ignore Krishna, if we forget Krishna, then if we just go after the material things, material sense objects, keep on accumulating things in this world, then we will lose sleep, we will lose our health, we will not get anything what we need. Actually, the real need is actually to have peace of mind. That peace of mind comes only from the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Only Bhagavad Gita knowledge only gives us that peace of mind. Jnanam labdva param shantim achirena adhikachati. If we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we are going to get the supreme peace of mind without any delay. So that's what we need. We need Bhagavad Gita knowledge to be happy. We are all happy every day studying Bhagavad Gita because we are getting this knowledge. This knowledge is going to make our life very, very useful, meaningful. And we are going to get peace of mind. Because with this knowledge, we are able to yuktaha. that is connected with Krishna. If we are not connected with Krishna, ayuktaka, we are not going to have intelligence. We are going to lose intelligence. We are not going to have steady mind. We will lose our minds. We will have unsteady mind. So when the mind is not steady, there is no peace of mind. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge brings the peace of mind, because this Bhagavad Gita knowledge makes us to always get connected with Krishna, to serve Krishna. So then we will be able to do everything with in this human life. We will be able to make use of it. So that's what is happening with us. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we are getting this knowledge. We are going to make use of this life. There is no doubt about it. So we are understanding each and every sloka very well. So that is Krishna's causeless mercy. No confusion, no doubts, nothing. Everything Krishna is teaching us very, very clearly. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, which is ultimate and which is going to make us to go to Goloka. So we need to fully focus on this effort. We have got this opportunity. We should not lose this. We should not miss this. That's what is very important. We should utilize this fully, completely. Because not everyone gets this opportunity. Not everyone makes use of this opportunity. And it's very, very rare, which we already know. And we are having that unique opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita every day. That is very important. Krishna's mercy. Now our life is becoming completely Krishna conscious. That's what is very important. Because we are not deviating away from Bhagavad Gita at all. All the time we are going to talk, study, discuss only about Bhagavad Gita, only about Krishna. So that way we are not at all deviating from Bhagavad Gita. So that way we are constantly connected with Krishna. So that way we are going to have steady intelligence, steady mind, and peace of mind and happiness. So that's what we are gaining from Bhagavad Gita. Every day by studying Bhagavad Gita, we are actually getting ourselves more and more closer to Krishna. We are getting closer to Krishna. So we are able to establish our relationship with Krishna, identify and establish our relationship with Krishna. We are able to fully focus our mind on Krishna, and we will get a lot of opportunities to serve him, no doubt about it. Krishna is going to create a lot of opportunities, because that's what Krishna is waiting. Krishna is waiting for us to just tell Hare Krishna, say Hare Krishna. When we are calling Hare Krishna, when we are chanting Hare Krishna, what we are doing, we are calling. That's it. Sometimes devotees ask, what is the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? What is the really what is happening when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. What is happening? We are calling Krishna. So that means when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are constantly calling Krishna, and Krishna is listening to us. Krishna is helping us. There is no doubt about it. So we have successfully finished 16 slokas in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what we studied in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita by Krishna's causeless mercy. So in the sloka number 15 we studied in the 3rd chapter. Karma Brahmodbhavam Viddhi Brahmakshara Samudbhavam Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yagne Pratishtitam. So karma is produced from the Vedas, that is from Bhagavad Gita. So then that is coming from Krishna, Brahma Akshara Samudbhavam. Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yagne Pratisthitam. Therefore, all pervading Brahma, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So he's always situated in this yajna. So Nityam Yagne Pratisthitam. So that's why we need to do each and every activity on as yajna. Anything if we do not as yajna is going to bind us to work in this world. That's it. Anyatra, anything which is not other than as yajna, then yajnatat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaga. They are going to bind us to work in this way. Lokoyam karma bandhanaga. That's why tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangaga samachara. So son of Kunti, therefore for that reason, tadartham means for that reason, so we need to perform all our activities only as yajna so that we can be freed from the mukta sangaga, freed from all attachments to this material wealth. Sangaga samachara. So Krishna is teaching here that regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all-pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. Then in the next sloka, Krishna is teaching us what we are studying in this sloka number 16. Evam pravartitham chakram nanuvartayati kayaga agayurindriyaramo moham partha sajivati. Evam pravartitam chakram. So this is the chakra, this is the cycle. If anyone who does not follow this cycle, nanuvartayati kayaga, his life is full of sins. Agayuhu indriyaramo. So one who is simply satisfied in the sense gratification, his life is full of sins. Moham partha sajivati. So he lives a life. Sajivati. Sajivati means he lives. So he lives a life uselessly. So moham. So full of sins. That's it. Our life is waste. That's it. This life is complete, total waste if we don't follow this cycle. That's what Krishna is teaching. My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice thus established by the Vedas certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain. So this life is going to be a waste. So now in the next sloka, Krishna is continuing in the 17th sloka. Yastvatmaratireva syat atmatruptasya manavaga atmanyeva cha santushtaga atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. Yastvatmaratireva syat. So, who is said takes pleasure in the self, Atmarati, who takes pleasure in the self. That's what Atmaratireva syat. Atmatriptascha manavaga, who is also satisfied, pleased with the self. So, that's what Atmatriptascha manavaga, who is pleased with the self, self-eliminated. So, Atmanyeva cha santushtaga, who is able to find satisfaction in the self, enjoyment within the self. So Atmarati, Atmatripti, Atmasantushta, all such things when that happens. So today we discussed elaborately about how our senses are working, how we are receiving the signals from different sense objects and all such things. So our mind should not be going after these sense objects at all. Our mind should be under the control of the self. So that means our mind should be only going after Krishna. So that's what means Atmarati, Atmatripti, Atmasantushta. So if that happens, then there is no work for us to do. Tasya karyam na vidyate. For him there is no work, karyam. There is no work, no duty to do. Tasya karyam na vidyate. That is the reality, that is the fact we need to understand. So if we are satisfied within ourselves, then there is no duty there for us to do. So that's what we are understanding. Krishna is very clearly teaching here that, but for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have finished 17 slokas in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirādasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare ये श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदावन हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Timir Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Krishna to all the devotees. I request the devotees to kindly use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. Today, while sharing the screen, it seems the 17th chapter, 3rd sloka was on the screen. Maybe.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Today, while screen sharing, the 17th chapter, 3rd sloka that was on the screen. Maybe you might have, instead of like 3:17, it was like 17:3.
Okay. Maybe I was sharing. Okay, Prabhu. Maybe, yeah. Okay, next time I will make sure the right one it comes from, because I was having 2 windows, so maybe I shared the wrong, but I shared 3. Okay, Prabhu, there might be some problem. Okay.
Yeah, there are no questions. Thank you, Guruji, for today's class.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Prabhu, I'm not able to hear you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. R.K. Goyal Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. S.K. Garg Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, no question from my side today. Thank you very much for the nice class, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Subir Mishra Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. No question, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam, Prabhu.
Really wonderful lecture today. You have said that Jnanam Labdha Param Gatim. Really wonderful. आज जो भी आपने बोला है, whatever you have
Yes.
said today, that you have said that while chanting bhajan, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, you are really calling the Lord God. Really,
Yes.
it's a wonderful explanation you are giving, and beautiful thing you are daily you are increasing our knowledge, and as you have said that our reach to the Krishna is narrowing. We are going closer to Krishna.
We are getting closer. Yes.
Really, wonderful way of motivating us for Lord Krishna. That is the beautiful way. Thank you, Guruji, for beautiful lecture, beautiful Gita Gyan. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. R.K. Goyal Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, thank you very much for a wonderful class. Today it was on goal, and definitely if we remember our goal, all other goals are really, they look like temporary goals.
Yes.
So we are fortunate to get connected to Krishna through your blessings, and
Yes,
it is
Prabhu.
really enjoyable to be in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very
Yes,
much, Guruji. No more questions today. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Dhanyavad
Krishna, Prabhu.
Pranam.
Dhanyavad
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna. Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
आपका आशीर्वाद हरे
Hare
कृष्ण.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Brinda Jai Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you for the class. Very nice. Yesterday, I was called for one friend's place where she was having an association of her devotees, and that Mataji, who was also giving an online Gita class from past 6-8 months, I think, and she was moving to Singapore for good. So she was talking about her experience because I think her husband was in some changing of jobs, so they have to move with their places. So she said earlier she was somewhere in Singapore, then she came to Bombay, and it was by chance that she was staying next to the ISKCON Juhu temple only, and how she got connected, and so her journey, and same way of encouraging everyone in that friend's house. So I had gone for a half an hour since it was not very far, and every time they were talking, I was recollecting all what you talked. So yes, Guruji, and whatever you said today was very nice, that whatever we do, we have to do it in the form of a yajna, offering to Krishna, and be connected with Krishna. So that kind of remembrance and awareness in doing our karma, we can really definitely move forward, Guruji.
Yes.
Thank you. Somehow the situations around us is also becoming more conducive towards
Yes,
Krishna.
Krishna will make that happen. Krishna will make that happen. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Guruji, for a lovely
Thank you,
lecture.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad, Namaste.
Yeah, very nice Prabhuji today's class. Like I was doing some stuff and listening to your lecture, and I was like moving. I'm in the process of moving actually, right? So
Yes,
lot
yes.
of work. Then I remembered we should work for Krishna, and whatever work we do, I felt we should feel that we are working for Krishna.
Yes.
Then automatically energy comes.
That's correct.
That's what I realized. So if you are
Yes.
working for Krishna, no pressure, nothing.
That's
But if you forget that, then all pressures and everything will come.
yes.
Thanks for
It is
saying.
correct.
And the peace, when we remember Krishna, automatically peace will come in our heart.
Exactly, Prabhu. Exactly. So Krishna himself will make sure that we will be connected with him all the time, Prabhu. That's it.
Yeah.
He creates all the needed opportunities for us. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. I don't have any questions, Guruji. Only we have to be in Krishna consciousness through your help. That's all,
Yes,
Guruji. Really helping us. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare
Thank you for the class, Guruji. I don't have any questions today.
How is your
Thank you
mother
very much.
doing, Prabhu? Now your mother, when is she out of hospital or still she's there?
So still in hospital, but she'll probably reach home by Friday or Saturday, India time. So we'll see. So they have to make a walk.
Yes,
but she seems to be doing okay. I'll call her in a bit again.
Okay.
And see. But thank you for the wonderful class, Guruji, and thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not very worried. I'm more having faith in Krishna.
Exactly.
So
yes.
everything will come out.
Krishna can save us. Yes, bro.
And how's your family doing, Guruji? Everything good over there?
Krishna's mercy, she's still recovering. Yes, bro. Krishna's mercy, everything is going.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Thank you.
Thank you for your guidance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness.
Yes,
and today's prasadam also I made with millets, Guruji. It came
very
out
nice.
very well. And I think promoting millets is very important We should all start eating more of millets. It's very tasty. I've been eating for the past about couple of months, and I find there's a lot of
diabetes problem will go away completely. Yes,
yeah. Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. And also, I asked you the question, right? What happens when we eat it as prasadam? I just read that basically it removes the sins of growing the grains, whatever is associated with the labor and us, pulling the plants from the ground and all those things. All those things go away when we make it into prasadam, especially when you keep a tulsi leaf also. It removes the sins associated with the manufacturing of the food.
Exactly. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji.
It's all Krishna's mercy, Mataji. We will definitely do a lot of service for him. There is so much of service is waiting for us. We will do it for sure. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Suresh Tavik Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Very nice experience, Guruji, today also.
Yes, Prabhu.
Especially like setting the goal. Like when you want happiness is the ultimate goal. For that, like you need a peace of mind. And then like for that, like you always have to get connected with the Lord Krishna.
Yes,
so very, very clear message, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Asha Singh Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for wonderful class.
Yes, Mataji.
Only with Bhagavad Gita knowledge we can get Param Shanti, Guruji.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to make use of this knowledge.
Yes, Mataji. Krishna's mercy.
Yes, Guruji. We are very grateful to you, Guruji, for keeping us in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Krishna's mercy only, Mataji. All Krishna's costless mercy.
Yes, Guruji. Guruji, Roma's father-in-law is hospitalized.
So, Roma Mataji's father-in-law?
Father-in-law is hospitalized.
Oh, okay. We pray to Krishna. What is
Pulse was low, Guruji.
Oh, okay.
Small operation for pacemaker also.
It's you fully depend on Krishna only, Mataji.
Yes.
Krishna only. He only takes care of everything. So, yes, Mataji.
Yes.
He's only keeping our heart beating and our respiration. Everything Krishna is taking care. Yes, Mataji. We'll pray to Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Guruji. Today class was very excellent and very meaningful. There are a lot of takeaway from this. Simply when you keep your state of mind with Krishna, you will get that kind of a happiness. The goal setting is nothing but your happiness. Whatever you do, you have to get happiness all over yourself without bothering the external world. If you have inner happiness, inner peace, that will come through Krishna. That is what it conveys.
Yes,
we have to regularly go through that process, grill ourselves, and make that state of mind. It is ultimately gives you happiness, means you have to go towards happiness only. Yes. Even if you eat 10 rasagullas with so much biryani and all, it will go away within half an hour. Nothing will give you permanent happiness. So Bhagavad Gita says that you go for the permanent happiness. That is what the message is. We should go towards permanent happiness.
Yes.
So thanks. Sumati Mataji has done good research in Prasadam.
Yes, that's correct.
I think she is continuously doing research. She came out with a very logical sequence for prasadam.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much. Yeah, nothing more to questions are there. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji.
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare. Today's class, I'm having a very small doubt that under the control of shell, when we are totally satisfied, but at the same time, the sloka says there is no duty for such people.
Mhm.
That is not clear to me. That is the only.
If you are self-satisfied, then in fact you will understand it very clearly in the sloka what we are studying tomorrow, the 18th sloka and then 19th sloka, 17, 18, 19, they're all continuous follows. You will understand it very well, Prabhu, when you study that. But now to just explain that why we are forced to work here, that is because we are under the control of the modes of nature. Only modes of nature only is doing all the activities. We are not doing anything. Only modes of nature only are doing all the activities. Once we are able to find happiness within the self, that means we are completely out of the modes of nature. We are not under the control. We don't have any other attachment to the material sense objects. So then only we can find happiness within ourselves. If we are attached to material sense objects, then we are trying to find happiness outside ourselves. Bahyasparsesu asaktatma vindadi atmani yatsukam. So bahyasparsesu asaktatma. That means we are not attached to the external material sense enjoyment, whereas we are able to experience the happiness within ourselves. Vindadi atmani yatsukam. Sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukam akshayam ashnude. So we are situated in Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, and we are able to experience unlimited happiness. So that way, we are not forced to do anything because we are not under the control of the modes of nature. So there is no work for us, there is no duty for us, means we are not forced to do anything. We can decide to do something or not decide to do something. It's up to us. And Krishna also is teaching in the 6th chapter that Arurukshir Munir Yogam Karma Karanam Uchade Yoga Rudasya Taseva Samaka Karanam Uchade. So to achieve the yoga, we need to work. But after achieving the yoga, we need to stop working. We need not work. That's it. Yoga Rudasya Taseva Samaka Karanam Uchade. So that way, to stop our activity, to stop working, that the reason is that we have achieved yoga. So that's what here, Swatmaretirevasya Atmatriptascha Manavaga Atmanevacha Santusta means we have achieved yoga. So then there is no duty for us to do. You understand that, Prabhu?
Well, very clear, Prabhu. That is, we need not do any materialistic type of duty. That is the thing. And we have to always remember.
Of course, we won't sit idle. We will serve Krishna. That we will keep doing it because we find so much happiness in that. Like when you go and distribute these flyers in the temple, you find so much happiness because you are serving Krishna.
So that unwanted thing is totally stopped. That is correct. No duty. That way, no duty. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Kadiravan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, today's class is very excellent class and excellent class is very wonderful class, Guruji. Again, yes, thank you. Thank you.
Krishna's. How is Miritala now, Prabhu? How is she doing?
He's well, Guruji.
Nice, Prabhu.
Perfectly all right, Guruji.
Nice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
He's going to school, Guruji.
School, okay, Prabhu.
He's well, Guruji. Okay, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ram Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Today
Hare
a wonderful thing has happened. Microsoft Teams was down, Guruji, the whole morning. Not sure if yet. So all
So
the
no
mails.
need to attend any meeting. Yes.
No, not attend any meeting. That's also Krishna's play. Yesterday
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
Tamil class was, I was very much engrossed. Then I read through that Bhagavad Gita scripture, Guruji. I've recorded the way you recite as well. So Lord Krishna knows this poor fellow is making some attempt. So he made.
Looks like today I have said that screen today. That's what Timit Prabhu mentioned.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
Guruji. That's all he is listening. So he knows there is no way I can improve because there is always a meeting there. Today he purposely made the entire network down. And the network in sense Teams, the meeting, that's also an art of it. All email system work, we couldn't. So I follow through that, Guruji. I opened the Bhagavad Gita book and follow through their textures. And I had to take a picture and send to my groups as well, Guruji. Excellent message, Guruji. Very simple and effective. That's it. One should engross himself in the soul which is inside the Rati, then get connected to the eternal world. That's it, Guruji. It comes to an end. It's a grand closure, Guruji. Once who follow this, his life come to eternal joy, Guruji. Conclusion, Guruji. Very nice, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. I will continue, and I'm quite happy that our Mataji, Sumati Mamati Mataji, was into that Siridhaniam, we call that millet. Millet-based curd rice is very tasty, Guruji. And my wife has been doing it for quite some time, close to 5 years. We lost the taste of real dosa because all the dosa batter at home is a millet dosa.
Yes.
So, and we couldn't eat dosa outside, Guruji, because we are used to this millet-based dosa. And that's also Krishna bringing us closer to the Sattva Guna, Guruji. As you taught us yesterday in a Tamil class, Sattva Guna, that also shared with Srimati Umapati Mataji this morning. Whatever we read, immediately we relate. Whatever we say that, right, whether it is Sattva Guna or is it quoted in Bhagavad Gita, that has become a basis for my reference, Guruji. Whatever I'm seeing outside, immediately I look for a reference in Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, I just simply ignore and move on, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Guruji. So today we learned some key things in Bhagavad Gita. Every day we learn, but I found that two things which is very key. That is our soul's constitutional position, which is to be happy. And in order to be happy, we need peace of mind. And in order for peace of mind, we need to be yukta, which means we need to be connected with Krishna. And by getting connected with Krishna, we get the detachment and determination to do the real bhakti. And that all comes from the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that's a wonderful key thing, because this is the basis of the life or the purpose of life. Basic purpose of life is to be happy, and we wrongly follow other path, that is the material path, to find happiness, whereas we have to be happy with the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. And the second thing is that today's shloka, that we need to be Atmarati, that is taking pleasure in self, Atmatushta means to be satisfied with self, and Atmatripti, which is to be self-illuminated. So if we are all doing all these things, or if we reach this state, then we don't have any work, which means there is no duty. So which means that we are freed from the three modes of nature. So that's why the modes of nature will not bind us to do anything. So there is nothing to be done. And it is just our free will and what to do and what not to do, rather than Maya being forced on us to do anything. Is that correct, Prabhuji? What I understand?
Yes, very much, very much.
So I found these two things very wonderful and very key to our life, and key from Bhagavad Gita, because this is the essence, that the objective, why we are learning Bhagavad Gita, and why should we learn, and where we go, kind of thing. So this is the final thing where we should go. Is that right, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Guru. Wonderful, Guruji, and thank you for keeping us in Krishna consciousness each and every day, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna to all
Hare
devotees.
Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think I'm not able to hear you again, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Maybe some problem. Maybe you can disconnect and join again, Prabhu. Then I'll be able to hear you. Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Manoranjan Sagu Prabhu. Hare Krishna, let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan. And then we'll talk. Hare Krishna.